They both look at each other. Qian's eyes seem very strange today, and he looks a bit worn out. He asks her, "Have you thought about my confession and made any decision?" Yao simply smiles. Qian then tries to convince her again, saying, "I truly love you, and I think I'm eligible for you. If you say yes, I'll make you the second happiest person on this planet because I'm going to be the happiest after getting you." But Yao says, "Sir, you're cheating. These aren't your own words. You're just reciting them." At that moment, Bao appears, and hearing his voice, Yao hides under a desk. Qian manages to get Bao to leave and then pulls Yao out. They stand close to each other, and Qian leans in to kiss her. Yao stops him and quickly runs away. The next morning, she wakes up and goes to her office. As soon as she gets there, she comes to know that the actress she had a disagreement with, Bao, had filed a defamation case against her law firm, and they won the case. So, those who were bad-mouthing Yao on social media have to face the consequences. This was all possible because of Wu Jun and Qian's hard work. Additionally, Bao is now caught in another controversy. Her past actions are coming to light. Qian calls Yao to his office about a case and asks her to study it. This case is directly related to Bao. Yao is surprised, and Qian tells her, "I'm taking this case especially for you, and yes, I know how to protect the people around me." Yao is pleased to see how much he cares for her. Meanwhile, Yu and Tang are going out together for the day. Bao jokingly asks them, "Are you two in a relationship?" They both want to say yes, but Bao doesn't believe them. He says, "Don't put on this kind of act in front of me." However, Qian gives Bao a day off and gives Yao a small task to do. As soon as she finishes, he says, "I'll drop you home." He takes her home and offers to help her with housework. Yao refuses, but he says, "I made you work at my villa for 2 days. I have to compensate you somehow. Please don't stop me." He starts cleaning but ends up breaking 2 or 3 things. Yao tells him, "Okay, now go into the kitchen." When she gets there, she finds that he has broken 3 or 4 plates while washing dishes. Qian is embarrassed. He intended to help her but ended up causing more trouble. He searches online about how to win over his assistant's heart. He also finds Yao on Weibo and studies her profile thoroughly, her likes, dislikes, everything. The next morning, Yao thinks Qian will be there to pick her up, but he's nowhere to be seen. She goes to the office. Qian is late today, but brings a special dessert for her. The shop is far away from his villa, and he had to wait in a long queue to get the desserts. He brought this for Yao because he had studied her Weibo the previous day and knew she liked it. Yao feels special that he did all this for her. He takes her to the storeroom and asks her, "Are you trying to avoid me? You haven't responded yet." Yao then says, "Actually, I'm still in doubt whether you truly love me or if your liking is just temporary." Qian tries to reassure her, saying, "My feelings for you are genuine. I truly love you and will keep you happy." Hearing this, Yao kisses him on the cheek and gives him the green signal. Seeing this, Qian is overjoyed. He leans in closer, but someone calls out to Yao for a meeting. The whole day, Qian and Yao communicating with their eyes. After work, they both go home. Qian has prepared a delicious dinner for Yao, but he used so many appliances that there's a short circuit. They have to light candles. Yao and Qian talk, and then they discuss a verbal contract in legal terms. Yao says, "Sir, I'll give you a trial period of 1 month as my trial boyfriend. You were so strict with me while I was on the job, so you'll have to face the same strictness now." Qian asks her to stop calling him boss, but Yao says she's used to it. Qian warns her, "If you call me boss outside the office, I'll cut your annual bonus." Yao then gives him permission to kiss her. It seems like this is Qian's first time, and he doesn't know how to kiss properly. Yao doesn't give him another chance and sends him away, but she promises to go on a date with him tomorrow. Qian carefully chooses an outfit and keeps looking at himself in the mirror until Yao comes downstairs. It's his first date ever, and he's quite confused. He tries to be romantic and fastens Yao's seatbelt for her, but he's very nervous. Nevertheless, Yao finds all his actions adorable. Qian is sweating. He performs well in court, but he doesn't know how he'll handle his first date. They go to a mall where a girl is standing with a questionnaire. Qian answers it correctly. She gives them a gift, assuming they're a couple. When they see what's inside the box, they both get embarrassed. Finally, they reach their dinner spot. They order pizza. Qian observes other couples and tries to imitate their romantic gestures. Finally, Yao eats from his hand. They feed each other and enjoy their date. After spending the whole day on their date, they returns home in the evening. Qian didn't want Yao to get out of the car, so he stops her with an excuse. He says that the music is very romantic. "Why don't we listen together?" And then, in the middle of the music, he holds her hand. Now they both keep looking at each other and enjoy the music for quite some time. Finally, when Yao was about to go up to her flat, Qian starts looking for excuses to stop her. Sometimes he says he'll fix her lamp, sometimes with some other excuse. He just wanted to spend a little more time with her. But Yao immediately leaves. Now Qian runs after her, and in a hurry, his hand gets stuck in the car door. Poor Qian got a lot of pain. He felt it deeply, but he pretends to be strong in front of Yao as if nothing had happened. Once Yao is reassured, she goes to her home and Qian returns. The next day, Yao goes to meet Shi. She even took a pizza for her. She looked very happy. Shi starts asking her with various excuses, so Yao has to tell her that actually, Shi and Qian are in a relationship. Hearing this, Shi gets very happy for her and gives her best wishes. But Yao says, "I'm very confused. He's my boss and has such an outstanding personality, while I'm just an ordinary girl. I don't know how long this will last." So Shi explains to her saying, "My sister is no less than anyone, and in love, there is no high or low. If you both like each other, don't be afraid of the world and status." Now when Yao returns, she sees Qian sitting at her home. He had a thick bandage on his hand and was pretending as if he had a big injury and couldn't work properly. Here, Yao starts feeling sympathy for him. He says, "It's not such a big deal. It's just that the tissues in my fingers are damaged." So Yao starts doing everything for Qian that he was acting for. She starts taking extra care of him and even gets ready to cook and serve him. Here, Qian also hints that, "How can I drive so far? My hand is injured." So Yao tells him, "Okay, then stay here tonight." After this, a big smile appears on Qian's face. During dinner, Qian starts acting again, pretending that because of his injured hand, he's having trouble eating. Yao comes to him and feeds him with her own hands. He was enjoying all this a lot. After dinner, Qian gets another idea, follows Yao and says, "My hand is injured and this wound shouldn't get wet. What should I do? I need to use the bathroom, take a shower, and freshen up." Yao immediately says, "I have an idea." She ties a plastic bag over his hand and says, "This way, you'll stay safe." Now Qian stands in the bathroom thinking that his idea was wasted. He gets another idea and starts shouting in the bathroom. He calls Yao and pretends that he has pulled a muscle in his back, and the pain is so severe that he can't stand up straight. Actually, he wanted his girlfriend to take off his shirt, but as soon as this happens, the pain disappears from his face and happiness comes, which makes Yao understand all his planning. She also realizes that the bandage on his hand was also a fake, and she removes it. Now she knows that he exaggerated everything, and the wound wasn't that big. Well, the next morning, while going to the office, Qian wishes again, "Will you tie my tie?" But Yao didn't know how to do this. She takes a long time and still can't tie it properly, but Qian was very happy that his girlfriend was standing so close, serving him. In the office, he sees that some friends were standing around Yao, talking to her. As soon as they see Qian, they get scared and stop gossiping but don't run away, but Qian stops them and starts asking them. He wanted to be a part of their chat for the first time. He wanted to mingle with Yao's friends. But seeing him, everyone gets scared, and Qian has to leave. During lunchtime, Yao and her friends had ordered some food. Seeing it, Qian gets tempted. He wants to have lunch with his girlfriend. He deliberately passes by so that they see him and invite him to eat. Now, even though they were afraid of the boss, they had to invite him out of formality. So Qian also sits with them and eats together. While leaving, Qian stands with his girlfriend near the elevator, spending some time. Meanwhile, Yu and Tang come from behind, holding hands. They were also scared that the boss might have seen them, and the boss was scared that they might have seen him with Yao. Both were in a secret relationship in the office, and Yu gets very nervous because he was also carrying Tang's handbag. Now all four get into the elevator together, and their faces look very worried and embarrassed. When Yao returns home, she sees that Qian had prepared a lot of food for her. He had even grilled durian fruit, spreading its smell throughout the house. Yao had gone out with Tang a while ago and did some shopping. She brought a surprise for her boyfriend, a new tie, and she had also learned to tie it very well. Qian was very happy to see the first gift from his girlfriend, and he liked the tie a lot. After a while, Qian was sitting in his room, and Yao brings him a parcel that he had ordered. But Qian didn't want Yao to open this parcel. What was in it after all? After Yao goes outside, he opens it and finds that he has bought a tutorial book on how to become the perfect boyfriend, and he will now study it to become Yao's best boyfriend. But he didn't want Yao to see this book, so he puts another cover on it and keeps it in his room. Meanwhile, Wu Jun goes to meet Shi one day. Shi had seen that he had been waiting for her, but Wu Jun pretends in front of him as if he just happened to pass by. But seeing Shi now, it seemed as if she had started to open his heart towards Wu Jun. So Shi says to him, "Use it only in an emergency. I'll put a tracker on your phone to track my location." And the next day at the office, Yao is shown. Qian comes from behind and hugs her when she was standing in the storeroom. He had also brought her a coffee with great love, and here they were standing, about to kiss. But again, they couldn't, because Tang had arrived and Tang was looking for Yao as soon as she got here. There was another female colleague here, and they start gossiping while searching for files. Everyone was talking about Qian's strictness, about how much he tortures Yao. You must be very angry at him. And Qian was standing behind, listening to all this, and he started thinking, does Yao talk about me like this to other girls? But Yao starts saying, no sir, not now. You used to be rude before. Now you have become very sweet. And Qian was not in the mood to get angry at all, so he just quietly laughs and leaves. Now when Qian returns, he gets a message from Wu Jun, who was saying that Shi has opened her heart to me, but it seems you will always stay single. Hearing this, Qian gets very angry, and his expression was worth seeing. He was sitting with his girlfriend, so he takes a selfie with her. This was his first photo with Yao. Yao starts asking, so he says I'll put it on my screensaver. Yao was snatching the phone from him to delete the photo, but Qian saves it. Now in the office, Qian calls Yao to his room and says that independently you have another case that you will handle yourself. She gets very happy hearing this. Her progress was going very well. Here Qian says to her, and with this is my first case with you being my girlfriend, so know that you will get additional benefits here. You can also take extra help on this case as your boyfriend. Now Qian takes Yao on a drive to a place. Actually, Yao had to go meet a new client at a place. He drops her there, and she meets her client. Her client seemed very scared. While discussing the case with her, Qian was also waiting for her. He thought she would come back soon. He says to her that I'll wait for you for lunch, but Yao says you eat, we'll meet later. Qian is sitting in his office while Yao had gone to a meeting and couldn't have lunch with him. He is studying some stuff related to office romance, but the ideas from there aren't matching with his own. Meanwhile, Yao is working on this case. Her client tells her, I have faced a lot of injustice. I was raped when I was too drunk, and my husband left me when he found out that the baby wasn't his. The baby's father was none other than my ex-classmate. Now my ex-classmate isn't listening to me at all and has blocked me. Yao responds, I'll try to talk to him. Yao then takes his WeChat number and contacts him. Meanwhile, Qian is sitting in his office and has placed an incense stick, trying to concentrate on his work. Both Bao and Yu notice him and say, he seems different these days. They even peek into his office, suspecting that their boss might be turning into a monk. On the other hand, the same guy who is the real father of the baby arrives at the same restaurant where Yao is. However, he is quite angry because he didn't know the client would be there. As soon as he arrives, he starts saying, you have no proof. And anyway, I'm getting married soon. He claims to be a rich man and accuses her of trying to trap him. He says I just spent one night with her and there's no guarantee, so you can't force me to give a DNA test for the baby. Furthermore, he insults the client, throws some money at her face, and tells her to leave. The lady is very disturbed, and her child is also admitted to the hospital. Yao tells her to keep the money because her child has a right to it. The client is impressed because Yao seems very soft-hearted. After a while, Yao comes back to the office, and Qian immediately calls her to him. He wants to know the case details and tells her, let me know if you need any help. Yao says, trust me, I will handle this case alone without your help. Hearing this, Qian is quite happy. Later, Qian messages her saying, I haven't slept well for the last 2 or 3 days. Yao asks him, should I help you sleep? Qian blushes and feels so hot that he thinks the air conditioner in the room has stopped. That evening, Qian goes home and puts the same book back on his bookshelf, which he had covered with another cover. He leaves for a dinner meeting while Yao is alone at home. Yao needs to study some books, so she goes to his room and finds the same book. She opens it, and there is something else written on top, but inside, it is a book on office romance titled, How to Make a Perfect Boyfriend While Staying in the Office. Later, Qian returns home, and Yao is preparing dinner for him. Qian realizes that his book, the one that seemed suspicious, is missing. He asks Yao a lot, but she denies it outright and says, what book? You never told me about it. You've kept secrets from me. After teasing him for a while, she finally takes the book out and gives it to him, saying, you are putting a lot of effort. Meanwhile, Wu Jun is checking on Shi's location because she isn't replying to him. He sees that her location is in a deserted street and is shocked because it's about to get dark. He wonders what she's doing there. So, he calls his driver and drives towards the location. He thought maybe she had gone there again to be harassed by Ming. Now, Woo-jun traces her location and follows her. He hears her scream. He goes to protect her, but it turns out that she had come to meet a client and wasn't in any danger. She says, yes, there was a danger, and it was from a rat that had entered the client's house. Woo-jun is also quite scared seeing the rat. Shur makes fun of him, saying, you act so brave, always rushing to protect me, but you're scared of a rat. Shur finally decides to accept Woo-jun's love. She was about to say yes to his confession, but Woo-jun stops her and says, please don't say it now. I want to make this moment very memorable, and this place isn't suitable. I'll book a restaurant first, we'll go to a special place, have dinner together, and then you can say yes to me. Well, the next morning, Woo-jun goes to Cheon and gives him a case. Actually, the case was in another city, and he was saying that Cheon should handle it. Woo-jun wasn't paying much attention to work these days, as his focus was on his love life. He says, I've worked a lot. Sometimes I feel like I'm a horse, not a human. He also tells Cheon that I feels different now, but Cheon thinks maybe he's sick. His face looks dull, but Woo-jun says, look at my tie. This tie was tied by someone special, Chen Shur. He also teases him saying, what do you know, you've only studied up to kindergarten in love school. Cheon doesn't like his words at all. After that, Woo-jun goes to wait for his driver, but instead of his driver, he sees Shai. She tells him, I took the car keys from your driver and said I would drive for my boyfriend today. Hearing this, Woo-jun gets happy and says, please say those words again. My ears have been longing to hear for years that I am your boyfriend. Meanwhile, Yao sees that Cheon is packing in the evening at home. He had to go to another city, and this business trip was going to take a week. Hearing this, Yao gets quite sad, but Cheon says, don't worry, don't miss me too much. I'll come back soon. And he also allows her to install camera footage in the living area of this house so that she can see him whenever she wants. Now, after that, Yao had just taken a bath, and Cheon dries her hair. A romantic scene is created between the two. Now, after that, Cheon is shown at the airport. Bao is with him, and another female lawyer comes there. This was the same lawyer, Liang, who was very famous in their office. She had a very charismatic personality, and she was going to collaborate with Cheon on this case. So she starts discussing some case-related things with him. Just like Cheon was known for, Liang was also very famous. So here, Bao takes a photo of both of them together and starts saying that they look like a matching couple. Now, after a while, he sits next to Cheon, and he also messages Cheon saying, seeing both of you, it feels like you were made for each other. But hearing this, Cheon gets very angry because he loves his girlfriend very much, and he also knows that Bao will tell Yao this nonsense too. Meanwhile, Yao is shown in court today, where the real dad gets very angry. He threatened her saying, don't sue me. But now he says, now that you've done it, you will suffer. Going inside, Yao learns that the rich boy has hired his lawyer, Ming, and Ming seems to have a good friendship with that judge. Here, before the case begins, Ming comes to her and says, Yao, I feel sorry for you. You've fallen into the hands of another scheming woman. Well, now the hearing of the case finally starts, and Ming has brought some evidence that makes the client very angry. She starts shouting and cursing. Looking at her mental condition, it seems like she's not normal. She was already depressed and stressed, and seeing these things about herself, she starts shouting and leaves angrily, saying, I don't want any justice. Now Yao didn't know how she would handle this case. Finally, she comes home and starts researching more about the case, whatever documents Ming brought. Meanwhile, Cheon calls her at that time, but her number is busy. Actually, she was discussing the case with a doctor. Now, he starts checking the CCTV footage of the living room, and her voice is also heard in it. She's asking on the phone about a male hormone-related medicine. She's talking about her client's case, but Cheon thinks she's saying something about him. He starts yelling from there, and now she talks to him on the phone and clarifies everything, saying, I wasn't talking about you. How can you even think like that? And Cheon was ashamed of his words. Cheon is very worried about Yao because he feels this case is getting complicated. He said, are you able to handle it alone, or should I come and help you? But Yao says, you should trust me that much. Your girlfriend is quite talented. And then she ends the call. She starts working herself and puts some cover on the CCTV so that Cheon doesn't see her and can focus on his work. On the other hand, we see the guy, Liu, who was Ming's client, and he's worried that Junhong law firm has entered the case. He said, I'm very scared of Junhong, and Cheon is very capable anyway, and that girl is his assistant. I might lose the case. My whole reputation is at stake. But Ming says, you chose me, so I'll support you. I promise you won't lose this case. He seems very confident, and he also had other plans to put pressure on the girl so that she wouldn't take the case again. He spread a lot of nonsense about her on social media so that people would torture her and she would get scared and leave the case. Meanwhile, we see Yao discussing the same case with Ten and Yu. She wants to take Yu to a place where she needs to gather some evidence. But right there, Yu starts saying, "Your client's name is Feng, right?" Seeing this, Yao is also shocked because at this time she was trending on local news and people were harassing her. They were speaking ill of her because her social media image had become very negative. And at that moment, her client calls her and says, "My life is ruined. I'm quitting this case. Please, lawyer, you're a good person too, so keep your distance from me. I'm going to quit this case." But here, Yao starts explaining to her. Actually, at that time, people had attacked her lady's house from outside. On the other hand, we see Cheng Shi standing with Wu Jun. He has now become her official boyfriend, and Shi gets a message from Ming who's saying, "You fought a lot with me, right? I told you once before that your sister would suffer. Now she's fighting a case against me. Learn to protect her." Shi is also very troubled after seeing this. Meanwhile, Yao goes to her client and people start throwing a lot of eggs, onions, and tomatoes at her. Now she's gone inside trying to convince her client. She says, "You need to be brave. If you lose, everyone will say that the news spread about you is true. Don't think about yourself, but think about your child's future." And she convinces her not to give up on this case. Instead, she should move from this place. And while returning from there, someone throws paint on Yao. At the same time, Shi and Wu Jun also arrives there, and they call the police. Wu Jun is very worried about Yao. But here, Yao starts feeling power again, thinking about one thing. She thinks, Qian has seen bigger things than this when he started his career. If he didn't give up, how can I? Actually, their Junhang law firm also handled some cases for free, which they dealt with from their public welfare account. And now they accommodate that lady in a hotel from their account so that she can stay safe. And Wu Jun was also with Yao. Wu Jun praises Yao a lot here. Anyway, he always wanted to win her heart because she was going to be his sister-in-law. Then Wu Jun receives an important call. He has to leave, and he gives Shi the keys to his car. Seeing this, Yao starts saying, "Your boyfriend is so caring and sweet. He even gives you his car keys." Well, now Yao has come back to her office, and all her colleagues are worried about her because they also heard how badly people behaved there. Meanwhile, we see Qian. He was in a meeting with lawyer Liang, and Liang had a very amazing personality. Bao, while watching them work, becomes mesmerized by her personality when she is giving a presentation. He feels like she was made for Qian, and in their professionalism, she seemed equal to Qian. And then, after that, when their work was finished early today, Bao takes lawyer Liang's number because he needed her assistance. Lawyer Liang seemed like a very sweet person, and here she tells them, "Since we are free early today, why don't we have dinner together tonight?" But before Qian could answer, he comes to know about an emergency through a message about what happened to Yao. He is so worried that he runs away from there quickly, and for the first time, we feel like lawyer Liang seems to have a liking for Qian. Qian immediately calls Yao, and Yao looks perfectly normal. Qian tells her, "If you say so, I'll come right now." But she tells him, "Please, if you do that, I will be angry. I don't want my problems to affect your work." And she also tells him happily, "I'm not just a simple lawyer. I'm Qian's girlfriend." Well, now, Yao had reassured Qian and hung up the phone. But Qian was truly worried about her and he was free this afternoon, so he books a return flight. Meanwhile, we see Wu Jun. He goes to the employees and tries to put on a lot of airs. He asks them to prepare different notes that no one else had prepared except Yao. He starts advising the whole office, look at Yao and try to become like her. And then, an emergency call comes to Wu Jun, and he runs away. It turns out that Qian is back, and as soon as he arrives, he reaches the office of the Lawyers Association, and he has imprisoned President Zhang there. He isn't even letting him go to the toilet. Then Wu Jun also comes there and barely clears their situation with each other. Actually, Qian was very angry that if Ming was doing work like this, it was against the law profession. In such a situation, the Lawyers Association should take a stand. He fights a lot and gets very angry, but Wu Jun always handles sensitive matters in a very calm way, and he does the same today. He calms Qian down and also makes Mr. Zhang happy. Now, after that, he comes out from there with Qian. Then he immediately thinks that Shi must be waiting for me for dinner and runs away from there. As soon as he reached the office, it was evening. As soon as he sees Yao, he hugs her, and he was about to put her in the car with him when Bao comes running on a bicycle from behind. They both get scared that he might have seen them, but he hasn't seen anything. But he starts asking what Yao is doing here. She lies and says, "I was going to the subway station. I was passing by, so he offered me a lift." Bao also sticks with them, saying, I need to go there too, so take me too. Now they both had to go home. How would they drop Yao at the train station? So here, Yao starts lying, saying, I'm hungry, I'm not going home, I'll go to eat first. But Bao says, okay, then I'll also go to eat with you. Now Qian is forced to make him sit with them, and Bao ruins their poor dinner date. Bao is mainly focused on eating, but here, Qian and Yao are holding each other's hands. Suddenly Bao bends down and then looks up, as if they were caught. But Bao gets very happy seeing an extra bowl of chicken lying there, and doesn't even notice them holding hands. While they're sitting there talking, Yao gets an idea about her case, and as soon as the hint clicks, she gets up and runs away. Qian is quite worried that she didn't eat, but he is also happy that my future wife is more professional than me. Now Yao works at home till late night, and she forgets that Qian has also come and that she needs to give him some time. Poor Qian sleeps on the sofa outside. She comes and covers him, but he wakes up and tells her, thank goodness you remembered me. The next morning, Qian has another flight. He has to go to another city again. He had come just to meet Yao. So, when Yao sees his bag packed, she packs some things from her side too. She had kept supplements there and also written a loving message for him on top. The next morning, when Qian reaches the meeting, he is 5 minutes late, and lawyer Liang has already arrived there. He opens his file, and those supplements fall out, where there's a loving message for him, and Bao thinks, boss brought this for me. He cares so much about me. But Liang notices that a smile appears on Qian's face. Then Liang convinces him to have dinner with her. And then they show that Qian calls Wu Jun and gives him special instructions saying, you have to take special care of Yao. And Wu Jun thinks, he's saying this because she's going to be my sister-in-law. My numbers will increase in front of Shi. My friend cares so much about me. Wu Jun understands that today both of them are going to have dinner together. He starts feeling that love is going to bloom between Liang and Qian. He is very happy for his friend. Meanwhile, the next day, Yao arrives for the case again, and Ming goes outside. Yao also comes out after him. Today, she was talking to him very lovingly and apologizing, saying, your feelings are very sincere for me. You explained it to me before, too. She praises him and also says, our relationship ended just a little. We're from the same field, and you can take these drinks as a sorry from me. And after that, the proceedings of the case start. The way today's case was going, it was clear that Fang would lose the case and Lu would win. And then, in the end, this happens. When the judge gives her verdict, she says, due to lack of enough evidence, Lu wins this case, and if you want to appeal, you have to do it within 5 days. Well, now there is a smile on Lu's face, and he walks out of the courtroom. And then, they show that as soon as he goes out, the drinks were lying there, which Ming and Lu pick up and start drinking in celebration. Well, the drinks hadn't finished yet, but they threw them in the trash bin and started leaving from there. But they were just leaving when a medical team arrived. Yao had called them, and as soon as they go inside, they pick up the same drink can from the trash bin from which Lu had just drunk. Seeing this, Ming is also surprised, and he comes back and finds out that Yao had actually arranged to take a saliva sample from Lu to match it with the child's DNA. He wasn't ready to give a sample himself, so now it was taken forcefully. Then, they start fighting here, but Fang steps forward and slaps Lu and tells him, I'm ashamed that you're my child's father, but he couldn't snatch his saliva sample back from the medical team. And then they show that Ming is also very angry here and says, this was all Yao's scheme. But Yao teases him again, saying, no, you're my ex-brother-in-law. This is all part of professionalism. Meanwhile, Cheng Shi and Wu Jun, who had come to pick up Yao, hear all this. And when they leave the court, Fang bends down in front of Yao at that time and starts thanking her, saying, your kindness towards my child and me will be with us all our lives. Well, now they had left their client at the hotel, and then Wu Jun was in a very bad mood today. He starts saying to her, how can your sister do all this? Why did she call Ming in front of me, saying you're my ex-brother-in-law? Tell her if she does such a thing again, I'll cut her salary. Meanwhile, we see Yao. Qian has come to pick her up today and she looks very sad. He tries to cheer her up, saying, it's okay, the world doesn't end with losing a case. And to cheer her up, he has booked a very good place. Now he is imagining something unknown, seeing her sad face and trying to explain it to her. He also gives a lot of examples of people saying, he lost this case, he lost that case, but where are they today? After listening to all his comforting words, Yao finally tells him, I deliberately lost this case so that I can go to appeal, and I will win this case in the second phase. Hearing this, Qian gets very angry and tells her, don't try to tease me in the future. Yao says, if I win this case, I have a wish from you. A couple was wearing couple rings there. She starts saying, we'll also get some matching jewelry like this. But Qian thinks there was a lot of problem with jewelry. He was not that revealing a person. Here Yao says, okay, then we'll get matching necklaces made. Nobody will be able to see them under the clothes. But he says, I don't know what kind of metal will be used. We might get allergies. Actually, he just wasn't interested. So now Yao tells him, okay, then you just sing a song for me. But it seems like Qian has never sung before. He says, my throat feels bad today. Now Yao is also angry, and Qian tells her, okay, then I can give you something. And that is, I'm ready to give you full relaxation in the rules that I made for staying at home. Ask for whatever you want. Hearing this, Yao's mood gets bad again, and she says, I don't want anything. Finally, after dinner, they both reach home, and here Qian tells her, if you perform this well, give me something as a gift, too. And Yao gives him the same kiss that was interrupted earlier. Well, now they finally have their first kiss. Because of this, Qian was so happy that he even ordered flowers for his girlfriend and champagne to celebrate. And then they were enjoying the moment when suddenly Yao's health deteriorates. She has a stomach ache. Qian takes her to the hospital, but the doctor says, it's not a big issue, it was nothing serious. She had to rest her stomach for a while and eat very simple food. But Qian is still very worried and tells Yao, nothing related to you can be non-serious for me. Yao tells him, I won't be able to sleep like this. Will you sing a song for me? Qian, who always avoided singing, finally sings something for her, and it's the happy birthday song. Hearing this, Yao laughs a lot, but she was happy. And then, Qian's mother arrives there. His mother tells him, you have to take full care of Yao, because our future heir will be born from her. And she also scolds Qian, saying, this must have happened because of your pressure. The poor girl fell sick. She says so much and makes them both laugh a lot. After that, she leaves there to have a personal meeting with the doctor so that she can inquire about the condition of her future daughter-in-law. When she leaves, Yao says, I can't believe she is your mom. Qian says, that's how it is. Sometimes I even think about getting a DNA test to see if I'm adopted. Now, Yao has come home, and she sees that Qian has started making porridge for her as soon as he arrived. He was taking help from the internet, but even then, Yao says, there's less water in it. Finally, Qian makes something and feeds Yao with his own hands. This porridge wasn't very tasty, but it was full of Qian's love, so Yao eats it. Now, after that, Yao kisses him, and they both come close. But then their kiss gets interrupted again because the doorbell rings outside, and they find no one else but his mother, who has brought a lot of dishes, simple dishes, for her future daughter-in-law. And when she finds out that my son made porridge for her, she goes and checks it. She was very happy that Qian is progressing, and then, finally, Qian doesn't let his mother talk too much and sends them away, making up an excuse that Yao needs to rest. Now, he says, I'll sit in her room and take care of her until Yao sleeps. Now, he sits in front of her as if he's working, but he's not working, but his eyes are more on Yao. He takes pictures of her in his time, and there are some romantic scenes between them. Now Yao sees that Qian woke up very early the next morning and was trying to make a simple breakfast for her, but it seems that the attempt failed. Yao also thought, the poor guy has failed, but he tried. I should encourage him. She comes out ready, and she finds the table fully set. Happy, she made only one simple thing, which was spring noodles. Now, their shape was exactly like a caterpillar, and Yao didn't feel like eating it at all. She eats different things, but Qian says, I made this with my own hands, it will get cold, so test it first. Now Yao has to eat it, and she praises him with a fake smile. Hearing this, Qian is happy, but later when he tastes it himself, he finds out that it's not even edible. Meanwhile, we show Wu Jun. Today, he goes to meet lawyer Liang and says, we need a female partner in our Junhang law firm. It will be an honor for us if you consider coming here. She tells him, I am very happy in the law firm where I am right now, but since you're offering repeatedly, I'll think about it and then decide. In the next scene, a meeting is going on today, Qian announces in front of everyone. Yao has performed very well so far. That's why we are making her our permanent employee. It seems that Qian was happier than Yao after her probationary period was over. Meanwhile, Yao was happy because her job was confirmed, and love was blooming anew from Qian's side. Today, she goes to meet Ting Ting, but her focus is more on her love story with Qian than on Ting Ting's talk. She can't listen to anything and is lost most of the time. Now, after that, she goes to the spa. She has started taking care of her skin a lot these days. Ting Ting tells her, look, you and Qian have been together for so long. Hasn't there been any progress? You're so shy and innocent. And then she starts telling her more tips to win Qian's heart. and at that moment, Qian calls Yao. Ting Ting immediately leaves, saying, "Go to meet him. Don't make an excuse for me because I don't want to be an accessory in your relationship." Now, after being at the spa, she goes directly to shop with her boyfriend, and they both enjoy a lot and do a lot of shopping. Now, Qian and Yao have returned from shopping and are heading to their rooms to start packing for their team-building exercise, which involves an office outing. Qian, who did all the planning, had booked only one luxury deluxe room to be awarded to the first member arriving at the destination. Qian had found a shortcut and planned for himself and Yao to be the first to reach. Meanwhile, Yao was packing and had bought a nightie that filled her with dreamy thoughts, but she hid it. When Qian enters her room to talk, he notices the nightie and says, "I can't wait. I want to see you in it right now." Yao shoos him away, and the scene shifts to the next day. They arrive at a hill station where the office is in high spirits. An announcement is made. Everyone must find their own way to the hotel on foot, with the first to arrive getting the deluxe room and the last having to sleep in a tent. Qian whispers to Yao to stick with him to ensure they get the deluxe room. However, Yao's friends won't leave her alone, so Qian makes an excuse about a very urgent matter to discuss with Yao and asks the others to go ahead. As they discuss, Qian and Yao follow behind, but Bao stays close. Yu and Tan, a couple, also make an excuse to stay back and let Bao and the others move ahead so they can enjoy some private time. Bao ends up alone. Qian takes Yao's hand, leading her through a shortcut. They arrive at a wishing tree where Yao makes a wish, and Qian gazes at her affectionately. Suddenly, it starts raining, creating a romantic scene where Qian shelters Yao with his coat and rushes to find cover. They discover a beautiful spot and enjoy the surroundings. When they encounter a muddy path, Qian carries Yao on his back. By the time they reach the hotel, the entire staff has already arrived due to the rain delay. The final announcement reveals that Bao gets the deluxe room, while Qian and Yao, who arrived last, have to stay in the tent. Qian is delighted, content to be in the tent as long as Yao is with him. Bao, on the other hand, wonders, "What am I going to do alone in such a big room? I want to invite my friends." It's allowed, but Yu and Tan both decline. Bao then approaches Yao and says, "Please, save my dignity. Otherwise, everyone will make fun of me for no one wanting to stay with me in the deluxe room." Qian gives her a stern look, but Yao decides to help Bao and agrees to stay with him as a friend. She then heads to drop Qian off at his tent. They exchange glances, but just as they are about to kiss, they are interrupted again. At dinner, all the colleagues gather. Tan has reserved a seat next to her for Yao, so she can't sit next to Qian. Wu Jun arrives with Shi and introduces her to everyone. Shi's glory has faded. She was once a prominent lawyer, but personal issues have affected her career. Wu Jun encourages everyone to convince Shi to join Huan Heng, and the colleagues start persuading her. Shi responds, "Of course, I'll definitely think about it." Later, everyone heads out for a night outing. Tan stays close to Yao, preventing her from spending much time with Qian. However, whenever Yao approaches a stall, Qian senses what she wants to buy. He announces that the boss will pay for anything bought from this stall, allowing Yao to buy several items for her colleagues. Finally, Qian and Yao find a moment alone at a stall while the others move ahead. Yao is surprised and Qian tells her, "I can tell from your eyes what you like and what you want to buy." He then tries to spend time with her, but Bao arrives and starts calling out to them. Bao's interference causes Yao to leave and rejoin the others, who are sitting and drinking. Meanwhile, Shai is upset, reminiscing about her past success and feeling uncertain about her future. Wu Jun tries to console her, saying, "You were a star in my eyes yesterday, just like you are the brightest star today." His words are a source of encouragement for Shi. Later, Yao is playing Truth or Dare with her friends and ends up drinking heavily. She gets up to use the washroom but forgets her way and ends up outside. Qian calls her and realizes she's drunk. He immediately contacts Bao, who finds out that Yao has left and no one knows her whereabouts. The boss is worried, and everyone starts searching for Yao. They find her sitting among some flowers nearby. When Qian arrives, Yao hugs him tightly and repeatedly says, "Qian, I love you." Though initially hesitant, Qian eventually declares to everyone, "What you see is true. We love each other. Close your eyes and turn around." Qian instructs everyone, and they follow his orders, allowing Qian and Yao to leave. Qian takes Yao to her room, puts her to bed, and says, "We'll meet tomorrow. I'll be waiting for you." He then returns to his tent. As he's about to sleep, Yao opens his tent and says, "I want a kiss from you." They kiss, and Yao falls asleep right there. Qian is thrilled that his girlfriend is with him in his tent. The next morning, Yao wakes up shocked and wonders, "How did I end up in this tent?" Qian has brought flowers for her. Yao, confused, asks, "What happened last night?" Qian doesn't tease her much and says, "You might imagine things, but nothing happened between us except you did keep pulling my quilt away." He then takes her back to her room. Bao sees them and quickly turns away, saying, "I didn't see anything." Wu Jun, approaching from behind, Bao worries that Wu Jun might discover Qian's secret. He quickly invents an excuse, saying, "I called the boss here for some discussions," pretending that Qian was consulting him about hiring Xu. Wu Jun grabs Bao and takes him away, and that's where this part ends. If you like this part, let me know in the comments. For the next episode, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel.